If you want to create impactful stories, you can use background elements to do that. Background elements are a special type of element that live behind the content of your story. You can access them by clicking here in the view toggle, and to add one, you can click the plus icon here. Here you can choose to add carousels or videos, but we'll start by adding an image. Every background element has different settings. For images, you need to upload the image that you want, so we'll select one here, click upload, and wait for it to finish. When we now go back and look at the background elements panel, you can see that you have one element here. This element has multiple parameters controlled by different timelines. Using those, we can specify when a background element should be visible. We can edit the opacity, position, mask, and scale properties for this image. When we scroll down a bit, we can see that the background image goes from being transparent to becoming visible. This is controlled by the timeline named opacity. We can change the opacity at specific points by modifying the value in the different keyframes. When we click on the topmost keyframe, you can see that a dialog opens. And here you can see that the opacity at this specific keyframe is 0. If we change that to 1, the image will become completely visible. If you want, you can add multiple background elements. If you click the plus icon, you can add a new element. This time we'll add a gallery. A gallery will put together your images in different layouts. So we'll add an image here, upload it. You can click outside to go back to the gallery overview and add another image. Select one that we like. Again, click outside to go back. And finally, we'll add a third image. Looking at the background elements panel, we can see that we now have two elements that we can control separately. By clicking and holding on a colorful part of the gallery timeline, we can drag it down to a new position. You can move all the keyframes in a sub-timeline by dragging the white area. You can drag the topmost keyframe to squish all the keyframes closer together or drag them further apart. And we can do the same thing on the bottom keyframe as well. We want the gallery to be visible when the content of the paragraph section is in view. And we can achieve that by looking at the moving gray line that shows where in the story we are right now. First, we scroll up to where we can see the two paragraphs. We'll use the gray line to align the gallery where the opacity keyframe is 1. So when we scroll up, we can see that we only see the image. But when we start to scroll down, you can see that the gallery now fades in when we see the paragraphs. If we want to, we can now make adjustments on how long it takes for the gallery to fade in. We can make it faster by decreasing the space between the two opacity keyframes. If we want to have a longer fade in, we can do the opposite by increasing the distance between the two keyframes. If we move the gallery back upwards to the same position as the image, and make sure that it's visible, you can see that the gallery is now on top of the image. You can reorder background elements to control which one is on top. You do that by clicking and holding on the label, then you can horizontally drag the element. If you at any point want to go into the background element setting, you can click on the colorful area and that opens the setting dialog. And a final note, you should make adjustments to the background elements on the desktop breakpoint first. When you're happy on desktop, you can go into mobile and start creating overrides. This has been an overview of background elements. Continue learning at instorier.com/learn or on our YouTube channel. See you soon!